calendar. Okay. That means I got to, so sometimes putting me on my calendar means I got to wake up a little earlier. Okay. If I want to work out. Okay. That means I might have to meal prep on the weekends if I want my family to eat the right foods. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So when I say, earlier, okay, if I want to work out, hold on. Okay. Let me turn this down. Okay. So I need y'all to know that does not mean that I don't, I'm neglecting my responsibilities. So I think some people think, okay, yeah, the priority has been me. Like, no. That don't, you still got it. I'm still a wife. Okay. I'm still a nutrition gatekeeper of my home. I still have to buy healthy food. Okay. So, okay. Somebody says, Tiffany's three principles: establish a new normal, hold every thought captive, speak life. Okay. That's it, y'all. Embrace the things that are uncomfortable. Okay. Sound like y'all getting it, huh? This mindset. Do you understand when you go into the day, when you start your day with the proper mindset, okay? And let me tell you something that people don't even realize. It's hard to have the proper mindset when you're eating trash. You understand? You need the right nutrients to even deal with stress appropriately. I don't know if y'all knew that, right? And so, but what happens when we're stressed? What do most people eat when they're stressed? Y'all put it in the chat. What do most people eat when they're stressed? What do most? Okay, junk. You see, comfort food, sugar. You see, and so you already you defeated already, right? You can't even deal with stress. So those things that may be a little molehill, you see it as a mountain because you don't have you're not equipped, right?
I'm good.
So let's talk about this comfort food that we call it. Okay. Y'all type in the chat. Give me some examples of comfort food. What are y'all examples of comfort food? Put it in the chat. Let me see. Donuts, cake, chips, mac and cheese, ice cream, burgers, chocolate, pizza,
Mm.
skinny pop, chips. Okay, skinny pop. We think we're gonna do something healthy, huh? Turtles, yogurt, snack Doritos. Okay, candy bars. Okay, Snickers. Okay, somebody out there know their candy bars. Okay, I saw Snickers. Burgers, Starbucks. Okay, so listen. They say comfort food. Okay, but these things right here, when you eat them, I always have this question: after you eat those foods, are you comfortable? You're not. So even that's a trick of the enemy, huh? We call it comfort food, but every single time I ask people, are you comfortable? They say no. So why are we calling it comfort food? Y'all see? Judd 1010. Okay? We just tricked. We just tricked all day long. So I'm gonna say, stop falling for the okey doke. That's what I'm gonna say. Stop falling for the okey doke, y'all. Okay, somebody said no, we feel bad. Feel bad after. We feel guilty. No, you don't feel good, but I'm gonna tell you when I feel my best. Let me eat some God's food. You let me eat like some chicken, with some broccoli. You understand? You let me eat a salad and put like a little salmon on it, some avocado. I feel like I can take on the world. I mean, just energy. Now, as much as I love me a good burger, fries, and a milkshake, the only place I want to run to after eating that is the couch. Huh? As much as I like it, I promise you, I'm not about to run 5 miles, but you give me a good salad. You give me a salad with some protein. You give me some protein and vegetables, okay? I feel like I can run forever. Okay? And some water, just some good old spring water. I feel like I can run forever, you all. I have energy. So food is fuel. Somebody hit me up today. One of the ladies, I got some one-on-ones, whatever, and this lady hit me up. She said, Ro, I'm traveling, and I'm traveling, I got speaking engagement. What are some examples of breakfast? I said, don't think breakfast, just think fuel. You know what she said? I get it. Because when you think breakfast, what y'all think of when y'all think of breakfast? Tell me, type in the chat. What do you think about when you think breakfast? When you say, oh, what am I going to eat for breakfast? What? Carbs, waffles, okay? Toast, eggs, jelly, pancakes, bacon, sausage, and eggs, okay? But when you just think fuel, okay? What do you think when you think fuel? Okay, somebody said grits. Okay, somebody know their breakfast now. Some good old grits now. But when you protein, salmon, okay, greens, yeah, leafy greens. I don't think cheesy grits when I think fuel though. Somebody put cheesy grits. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they from Alabama or something. I don't know. Okay, protein and greens. Okay, that's what you think when you think fuel, you all. So I just need us to think fuel. I'm fueling my body. I'm fueling my body. Even if you did some eggs like for morning, okay, even if you did like some scrambled eggs, you sauteed, some bell peppers and onions and some mushrooms, some spinach, some broccoli, like even I'm telling you, oh, that's good, y'all. I'm fueling my body, okay? I'm okay. They said no, the cheesy grits was the bad breakfast. Okay. You're just fueling your body. That's all you need is fuel and water. Water. But I promise you, when you start your day with sugar, that means you starting your day on the roller coaster. So all day you like this, because this is what happens. I'm telling y'all, tell me if I'm wrong. If you eat sugar, say around 7 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock, just say if you're at work or even if you work from home, about 10, you can't keep your eyes open, huh? Everybody like this around 10 o'clock. You everything gets heavy, your eyes get droopy, you falling asleep. You know how it is when you be at your computer and you fall asleep and you wake up and you got about 3 lines of Z's on your screen. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, you can't. Okay, because you know what happened?
I've done that.
Okay, I know. Okay. Because what happened was you ate sugar, you spike your blood sugar, right? And guess what? What goes up must come down. So when that blood sugar starts to drop, that's when you get all sleepy. And then that quote unquote monkey is on your back. Okay. Then it jumps off your back and now I'm working. You're working. Okay, everybody, you going to meetings, whatever. And now it's lunchtime. Lunchtime around 12 o'clock. Now you're gonna eat again. What you gonna eat? More sugar. Okay, you're gonna eat more sugar. So then what happens? Around 2 o'clock,
Yep.
it's back on you. Okay, it's back on you. Okay, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Can anybody identify with that?
Yes.
Yes.
And you be like,
Yes.
what in the world? I just get sleepy around 10 and around 2 or 3.
Yes.
Sometimes it
Yes.
be around
Yes.
3, boy. By the time you wake up, it's time to go home because you done been sleep at your computer the last hour and a half. You ain't got nothing done. Because you can't keep your eyes open. Okay, I already know, y'all. Janet, I already know. Listen, I've been there. I've been there, right? You like, everybody like, what is happening? Yeah, your blood sugar. But I promise you, but if you start your day with some eggs, okay, little Coach Rose turkey sausage. Yeah, who didn't have my turkey sausage before? Okay, okay. Let me see. Let me get a whole testimony, okay? Miss Cheryl, come on, unmute for me. Come on, unmute for me, Miss Cheryl. Michelle Thompson.
Okay, I had it, but I used to be a diabetic, and what I did was I took out the maple
Oh,
syrup.
you took out the maple syrup. Okay.
I took out the salt.
Okay.
But I put a tiny, tiny bit in the last week. Then I just halved it because I
Uh-huh.
go backwards.
Yeah. But
My
was it
husband,
good?
yeah, my husband doesn't like that other sausage now. I gotta buy turkey every week to make sausage.
You gotta make this turkey. I promise you, y'all. Y'all eat this turkey sauce. Y'all gonna kick Jimmy Dean to the curb, okay? You
Yeah,
gonna
we
be Jimmy
did.
who? Jimmy who? So listen, I'm just saying. So if you start your day with a little protein, okay, little eggs, sausage, some saute, some vegetables, whatever, you won't be falling asleep at 10. You won't be sleepy at 2, okay? Because this is fuel, right? You're not spiking the blood sugar. The blood sugar is like this. It's stable. It's stable, y'all. But what happens was you eat, blood sugar go like that, okay? Then it drops. Boom. That's when you're sleepy, right? That's when you're sleepy, y'all. So yeah, I think the cookbook, I think the VIPs got that, or if y'all, I think you can get it. It's on my website, rochelletparks.com. rochelletparks.com. The cookbook is there as well. Yeah, this is amazing. I'm super excited for everybody to be here. I need you to know, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. Mindset is everything. Some of y'all came in here because you just want to see what it's like. Yeah, let me just see. I pray by now that you're convinced. I pray by now that you're fully persuaded. Okay, fully persuaded. Okay, fully persuaded that God's food heals the body. All right, so let me see. Is Tooka here? Tooka, you here?
Look at here. Good
Come
morning, friend.
on. Let's go.
I made it. All right, y'all. I'm ready too. I got something to tell y'all. Y'all ready? It's my turn, bro.
Go ahead. You got it,
It's my
baby.
turn. All right, good morning, friends. Listen, before I say anything, I want to first of all thank you. Y'all on like today is Wednesday, this is your third day. So y'all are serious, okay? In real life about what we doing here. So before we do anything else, I need you to promise me that you are gonna make a decision like in your heart right now, okay? Because here's what I know about people. Some of us are like really good listeners and really good note takers, right? And I need you to know you are not just here to listen and fill up your notebook, your notepad with more notes. Some of us got plenty of those, okay? I want you to really understand that this is not another week of Rochelle T. Parks teaching a health class. This is your wake up call. So I don't want you to leave here today or this week saying, child, that was good. Okay. Ooh, Rochelle T. Coach Rowe was teaching down. And then go back to business as usual. Okay. I want you to decide that I'm going to find one thing in the word that I'm going to do, not just here. All right. When you leave here this week, you're going to be doers of the word. Okay. So the person that gets their life change here is the person who comes and executes on the information they learn, not just look and listen. All right. So I might step on some toes a little bit, but I'm gonna let y'all know from straight out the gate. I've been where you are. Okay. Took has been so I'm trying to get you to move. Okay. I want to tell you the truth in love because I understand what it's like to wake up tired. I understand what it's like to be like, what in the ham and cheese is happening in my body? Whose body is this and what happened to the woman I used to be? Where is she? I understand what it's like to look in the mirror and say, how did I get here? Like, when did this happen? I remember I used to be hot like fire. Okay. And I do not know this lady that is looking back at me or this man that is looking back at me. So if that is you, you're not by yourself. I want you to know that I understand. I've been where you are. And this is why I aggressively refuse to let you stay where you are. I am so thankful. Like God, I'm his difficult student, okay? I am so thankful that he didn't leave me at my first no to Rochelle. He circled back and got me, okay? And so this is why I'm coming. I always say I'm not coming for you, but I'm coming to get you. All right? So here's what I want to talk about today. I want to unpack a little bit today what it looks like for some of us to make sickness or not being well or illness our identity. And I need you to listen like the person who's ready to draw a line in the sand. All right. I want you to listen every single day this week for your exit strategy. All right. We come here. I got diabetes. We got, okay. I want you to listen, like ask God to show you where is my exit strategy. Okay. So this is not Netflix and chill. Okay. This is not Netflix and chill. This is hear and do. Got it? So here's what happens. Whenever we get a diagnosis, whatever the diagnosis may be, for me, it was ocular migraines, it was debilitating menstrual cycles, it was high blood pressure, right? What happens is when we hear this, we start to kind of rearrange or remix our entire life around what somebody has said that we had. All right. We change what we eat. So we don't eat to nourish our bodies. We start changing because we're scared. Right. This is how I believe we get into the Coke Zero lifestyle, right? Because somebody has said, oh, you got diabetes, and you're like, oh, no, no, no. I'm not gonna have sugar anymore. Well, let me get the zero sugar, right? So we start operating out of fear. We start saying no to things, right? Because I can't walk that far. I can't go to your gathering or your trip or your adventure because I'm scared I ain't gonna be able to keep up with the people that are younger than me. We change what we believe, like our dreams change. When you were young, like think about when you were young. And I know when I was like 4 or 5, if somebody asked me what I wanted to be, it was the first female president of the United States. All right. And somebody might have said, well, it's big, but when you're a kid, it's not that big. But as life like goes on, you kind of shrink it a little bit. I can't do that. I got these bad knees. I can't do that. I'm too tired. I can't walk like I used to, right? So your dreams even get small. You stop planning, you stop believing and expecting. You essentially what you do is you lower your standard. You lower your standards and you lower God's standards. You make what he say is possible much smaller, and then you start building your days around this, your habits around just making it. But the word said, I came so you can have life to the full. Not I came so you can just get by and hope to make it through Wednesday and then do it again tomorrow and try to make it through. All right. So when you allow yourself to be identified, so I want to talk to you about what you are coming to in agreement with. Because when you come into agreement with whatever the sickness is, the diagnosis is, then you don't expect more. All right. And then you get less. You start moving smaller. All right. So I want you to know that even if your body is not well today, I love it when Coach Rose says, you did this to you, but you can undo it. So sickness might be happening to you. It was a certified fact that I had high blood pressure. It was a certified fact that I was having ocular migraines. So the sickness is happening to you, but it is not who you are. It is not who God created you to be. So I want to know, I want you to start questioning, like, who told you that? Who told you that? And start breaking agreement with illness and start becoming who God says you are. So agreement is when you say yes to something. I hold on, let me get a second, get my iPad because I looked up the definition and it meant like to come into harmony with an outcome. Agreement is when you align your life with, you line your day up with it. And it shapes like you talk about the condition that you have, the illness that you have, as if it's never going away. You be saying my diabetes, my high cholesterol, my thyroid issues, my high blood pressure. All right. So when you do that, you are rehearsing the struggle, and your mind is nowhere focused on the solution. All right. You also make yourself the patient, the victim, the person that something is happening to. And I need you to decide that you're gonna be like the fighter, the warrior. All right. It happened to you, but as Coach Rose says, we can undo it. And if you hear nothing else this week, I need you to hear that. So here's why it's important to be careful about what you agree with, what you come into agreement with. I can remember two distinct times in my life that not even the first time, not even knowing everything that I know now, I knew this is not supposed to be true for me. I remember my doctor telling me, listen, you probably will be on high blood pressure medication for the rest of your life. It runs in your family. There is nothing you can do. Now, I didn't know Rochelle T. Parks that day, but something in my spirit said, she's not supposed to be talking to me like this. I couldn't put my finger on why I was mad at her, but I knew she's not supposed to be talking to me like this. The second time after Rochelle was recently when I went to the doctor and I said, I think I'm perimenopausal. And she said, listen, different doctor now. Listen, don't be alarmed if you have to go on hormone therapy. It's normal, happens to everybody. I know you take care of your body. And that same understanding that you're not supposed to be talking like this to me. Because here's what I understand. What you agree with, what I come into harmony with, what I start to line my life up with, I give access to. So without knowing it, I knew in my spirit that if I come into agreement with my doctor saying, you're going to be on this blood pressure medication for the rest of your life. Do you understand how different the story would be? I would have left her office and I would have said, oh, well, this is just life. This is the life that the Lord has given me, you know. I'm going to take it. I'm going to be grateful. At least I'm alive, you know. And I would have never paid attention when God said, move now. And I called Rochelle T. Parks. So I need you to stop coming in agreement with that because you give it access in your life. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So if you keep speaking and agreeing with illness and sickness and broken and dead things, you invite it into your story and you limit God and what he can do. So I know Rose been teaching for 2 days and she's going to teach down some more tonight. If you don't hear anything she says, I need you to understand this life is about not limiting God. It's about not shrinking what you expect from him. So I don't care how many times you've been around the rodeo. I don't care how many times you've fallen off, tried again and again and again and again. I need you to believe just one more time. I need you to try just one more time. And when you do it, I need you to believe for it like real big. All right, so I know some of my cousins in here like, baby, I get you, but I'm a little tired, Tucker. Okay. I've been running this race for a long time, trying to get out of these things, and I'm a little tired. And I know you about to tell me something probably about renewing my mind. I hear you talk about Romans 12:2. Okay, and listen, I'm tired. Okay. So before I tell you about how to break these agreements with illness and renew your mind, I want you to think, I want you to just take a breath. Don't think of everything I'm about to tell you as something that, and everything Ro tells you, as something you can't do. Because sometimes we are so tired. I just want you to look for the next yes that you're willing to give God. Don't worry about like the whole journey. Don't worry about how is it going to work out in the end. Just one small intentional yes at a time is all he needs. That's all he needs. So you might feel tired, but we just wish you. Call from. Okay, so here's how you come out of agreement. I want you to recognize the old agreements because some of us have been talking a particular way for a mighty long time, and we don't even recognize that we've done it. So the first thing I want you to do is listen for how you talk about your health, how you talk about your body. Where in your life are you speaking more to the sickness, to the illness, than you are to the power that God has? Where do you give more credit as if it will always be there than you do to the power of God? All right. I have been guilty, okay, of saying that I have had high blood pressure. I have debilitating menstrual cycles. I'm always tired. This is just how I am. I gotta, even when I used to say, I gotta have my coffee before I start the day. I used to say, I become a different person when I haven't eaten, not knowing that it was tied to what I'm eating. All right, so start to listen to what you're saying as it relates to your body and whatever it has to do with your health. And then you're going to repent. You're going to tell your father, Father, I'm sorry for agreeing with sickness, and I break up with every word that kept me in prison. So you're going to repent and you're going to renounce. You're going to come out of agreement with it and apologize for believing the doctor's report more than the report of the Lord. And you're going to say, I no longer agree with this thing. Now you're ready to renew your mind. So Romans 12:2 says, renew, like, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind so that you may prove what is good, what is acceptable, and what is the perfect will of God. So renewing your mind is a process. It's not something you do one time. It's not a prayer you pray one time and it's one and done. So you have to start every single day reading scriptures. I say make it about healing. Where has God done healing? Where does he say who you are? And read them out loud. Don't drive by and just, ooh, that was good. I read my word for the day and go about your day. Read it. Start the day with it. Read it all day long. This is how you, it's just that simple. This is how you renew your mind. When you hear yourself say, my diabetes, my disease, whatever the disease is, I want you to correct it and say, no, I'm who God says I am. I'm healed. I'm whole. I'm restored. I'm going to give you a little hack. You can write it on your bathroom mirror with a dry erase marker. Put it on a Post-it note. Make it your screensaver. Everywhere you go. And then I'm only going to be around people in this season who speak life. Do you know I have friends who today, not in my former life, I have friends who will literally, Rochelle T. Parks being one, be in the throes of an illness and will never say I'm sick. I'm looking at them with my natural eyes and they don't look like they normally look. But they will never come in agreement and say, I got COVID. I got a cold. Ever. So much that I question, I start saying, my friend is healed. My friend is healed. My friend is whole. I know what my eyes see, but my friend is healed. And so you have to start to only be around people who are going to speak life. When you are with people who, and it's not like don't not love them, okay? It's just they haven't been in this room. They haven't been exposed to people who do different. So before I got into certain rooms, I did the same thing. But guess what happens when you stop, they stop. But for now, I only want you to be around people who speak life. I only want you to be around people, only have conversations right now as it relates to your health with people who are willing to see what is possible with God, regardless of what it looks like. I was at the gym just a couple of days ago and I met this beautiful lady and I'm very friendly, so I was talking to the lady and I always struggle, as a coach with where do you start coaching people up, okay, that you do not know. And to hear this lady say, oh yeah, she was like, I'm 51 and I think I waited too late. Now, I've gone through menopause and I'm diabetic and I'm trying my best, but I feel as if I have just waited too late. And I want to just shake her and say, girl, no ma'am. So I did take her over to Rochelle's. I said, oh, you so blessed. We got a challenge going on right now. Okay. You should follow my coach, Rochelle T. Park. She is amazing. But what I realized is that a lot of us do this so often without giving it a second thought. So I need you to start thinking about what you are saying. I need you to start thinking about what you're saying. I know it's not easy. You have to be mindful. And some of us are only able to be mindful enough to get through the day. That's all the mindfulness we got. Some of us are just that tired. But I need you to know that God is able. I need you to know that He is able to take you from just getting by to being well beyond anything you could ever imagine. I've been jumping in, and Ro has been giving y'all the very best she got. Like, seriously. I'm getting blessed listening to her teach again. Like, oh, yes, I forgot about that. I love the gum when she do the gum. I love that. So I don't want you to just take it and think it's for somebody else. I don't want you to hear testimonies like what Tiff told you yesterday, what Ashley said last night. I don't want you to hear those things and think that it's for somebody else. I don't want you to believe that the same God that blessed Ashley got her off Coke Zero, that took Tiff from the life she was living to where she is today, is not the same God that's available and will do it for you. So going forward, I want you to create new agreements. I want you to decide that you're going to believe the report of the Lord. So I'm going to give you a couple of scriptures, okay? Because everybody don't be reading their Bible. You should, okay? Psalms 103, chapter 103, verses 2 and 3. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. It says he heals all of your diseases. I'm going to choose to believe that. Then I'm had this for the rest of my life. First Peter, I think second chapter says, by his wounds, you have been healed. You have been healed. I want to believe that. The very scripture that wrote bases everything we do in this community on, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, in good health. I think it's 3 John 1 and 2. Psalms 139, I praise you, Lord, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Find what the word of God says. And this is your new agreement. We're going to believe these true facts, true report of the Lord, not our history, not our symptoms, not the diagnosis, not what the doctor say, not what your mama got, not what your cousin and them got, not what everybody in your family got. I'm going to believe the report of the Lord. That's what I'm going to believe. So you're going to get those scriptures, you're going to read them out loud, even when you're tired, okay? When you can barely hold your head up, I need you to read them. And when you say, no, when you hear yourself talking about this illness, you're going to say, no, I agree with what God says. And it's not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. It's a process. You're not going to read the scripture, believe the report of tomorrow of the Lord, and wake up tomorrow feeling brand new. But it's going to be a daily decision that I choose to believe what the word says and not this old sickness that I came into agreement with. Because what you do is basically you demolish, you destroy that old house that you had built around your health, and every single day you're building a new one. All right? So I want you to leave here believing boldly that God, like y'all, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I say it, we hear it. I remember Ro telling me, don't limit God. And I'm like, that sounds real nice. I don't want to limit him, but I don't know how much can change. I'm 40-something. I got these kids. I'm this man's wife, and I'm tired. All right? So I don't want you to allow another word, another piece of information to pass through your ears without it causing you to move your feet. Because as I think back over my journey, and the thing that made the greatest difference, it was the fact that I moved when I heard the voice of God. I wouldn't be before Rochelle T. I would not have reached out to Rochelle T. Parks had I not moved when I heard the voice of God. If I had not moved, do you understand? Ro was there doing her thing, the thing she had always done. She wasn't doing a new thing. She had been doing this, and I had been knowing her for doing it. The particular difference was when God told me to move, I did it. I did it not knowing what the heck she was going to ask me to do. I did it with expectations and beliefs that were smaller than what God could do. Okay? So that's what I'm telling you. You don't have any idea what he can do. Your mind can't, my mind couldn't fathom it. If somebody had told me my own story to me in advance, showed me a snippet of what God was going to do, my mind could not have conceived it. So I just need you to borrow a little bit of took faith. Just a little bit. All right? Just borrow a little bit of took faith. You're going to speak this word over yourself daily. You're going to come out of agreement with whatever you've been agreeing with. All right? And we are no longer going to let sickness be in agreement that anything that we come into agreement with. All right? If you're with me, say, I'm not my diagnosis in the chat. Say, I agree with the report of the Lord. Say, healing is my portion. Wholeness is my birthright. Sickness don't get to name me anymore. I don't got diabetes. Okay? So from today, your words, what you do, what you believe, your faith, your hope, it belongs to God. Not what your eyes see, not the symptoms, not to the old story, not what your family got. All right? We are going to make a decision that tonight and going forward from this moment, tonight when Rome teaches, we are breaking old agreements. Because the word says, now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. God bless his action. God bless his action. All right? So today, y'all ain't got no illnesses, okay? You're whole, you're healed, you're well. I love you all the way to life. I'm gonna do everything I can to hop on tonight. That's all I got. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Listen, God can do more than you could ever imagine. I need y'all to believe that if y'all don't believe nothing else. If y'all don't hear nothing to say. He's a wait there. There's more kind of God. All right. I love you to life, and I will see you guys tonight. Have an amazing, amazing evening. Let's win today. Let's win today. All right, Mama Dama, am I closing? Are you here, man? Is it me?
Ashley should be here.
Okay.
Ashley
All right,
is
that's
here.
all I got, team. Do I need to do anything else? Any announcements?
No, I think
No.
we are good to go.
All right.
We'll
Have an
see
amazing
you.
day.